Hey, it's Scott Johnston here from Bayside Blue Oaks. I'm one of the pastors there. And before we get into today's devotional, it's going to be in Isaiah chapter 11. And we're going to be looking at how this gives us joy in this season. But before we dive into this, I want to tell you a quick story. You see, in 1977, in a place called Dayton, Nevada, there was a man by the name of Kevin Baugh who decided, you know what? He wanted to be the king of his own little land. So he actually took his property and declared it the country of Malaysia, right? He actually made his own little nation. I mean, you can actually go and visit Malaysia, bring your passport, it'll get stamped. They've got their own currency, their own post office. They even have a couple of kayaks as their navy. And in fact, they actually have their own national anthem, and they are currently at war with East Germany. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? And I was going, man, it must be nice to be the king of your own little nation. But then I got to start thinking, actually, I don't know how ideal that is. I mean, if I honestly think about it, like, do I want to be the king of my own life? I mean, I'm pretty limited in what I can do. And I'm not exactly the ideal leader or the ideal king. And in Isaiah chapter 11, it actually outlines what the ideal king looks like because God's people have been promised the ideal king. And this is what it says in chapter 11, starting in verse 1. A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his roots, a branch will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of the knowledge and fear of the Lord, and he will delight in the fear of the Lord. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes or decide by what he hears with his ears, but with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. He will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth. With the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. You see, what I love about this passage is that it gives us a hope and a joy for the future. You see, because of this king that we have, because of this king who has been promised to us, the passage actually goes on to describe how we will one day live in a world where there will be no more sickness. We will one day live in a world where there will be no more suffering, no more death, no more division. We will live in an ideal kingdom with an ideal king, one who doesn't judge by what he hears from other people or what he sees with his own eyes. Instead, he judges with the righteousness that comes from the Spirit of the living God. And what's great about this is that you and I actually get to know who this king is because his name is Jesus and this season is all about him. So I have a question for you today. Just ask yourself this. Who is the king of your life? Is it you? Is it the stuff? Is it your desires? Can I encourage you, friend? Make Jesus the king of your life. Follow him because he does not fail and he is always just. I hope you have a great day.